a roll call, please.
Blair.
Here.
Broughton.
Here.
DePalma.
Here.
Marshall.
Here.
Thurman.
Here.
Unruh.
Here.
Rumble.
Here. I don't think there's any additions or subtractions to the agenda, so we need an approval for the agenda.
Actually, the trustee timesheets.
Oh, yep, you're right. I forgot about
A
that.
time, so we're gonna change that.
What is the current hourly again? Or per meeting, is it one?
I needed to add 8:15 I missed. The special meeting,
Are we adding that to
On
the
Dana's.
consent agenda then? Should the consent agenda be amended?
yeah.
Well, you have to amend the agenda first.
So it's amended.
Yeah.
So it's 1728.
1728. Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for reminding me, Dana.
No problem.
Okay. Anybody want to make that?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Okay.
Or
Thank you. We'll go ahead and roll call that.
Broughton.
yes.
DePalma.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
Thurman.
Yes.
Unruh.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to the Truth and Taxation hearing. We need a motion to open the hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Dana. I'll go ahead and second that.
I'll second.
I already did.
Oh, you did, okay. I thought you were asking.
Yeah. I think we need a roll call on that too, so we'll roll call that.
Marshall.
Yes.
Thurman.
Yes.
Unruh.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Broughton.
Yes.
DePalma.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. All right, is there anybody here to speak on the Truth and Taxation hearing? Okay, seeing no comments, we'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
So
I'll make-
moved.
Thank you, Kathy. Dana, did you second that?
I will, unless Bob wants to. He was starting to talk
Oh,
up
was
too.
it Bob? Sorry.
It was both of us,
All right.
so whoever.
All right. well,
I'll arm wrestle you for it.
Oh,
you're
you'll
being
win.
quiet tonight, Bob.
So I'm just gonna confirm that Thurman made the motion, seconded by
Dana.
Dana.
All right, we'll take a roll call on that, please.
I would not win this.
Thurman.
Yes.
Unruh.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Broughton.
Yes.
DePalma.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. All right, that brings us into our reports. We have the Treasury report. We have a General Ledger report.
And I just wanted to make a comment that, thank you for putting the previous year's balance on, including that on the report.
You're welcome.
All right, then we have a building report, and that is up to 17 new bills for the year, which is up 3 from last month. And then we have Parks and Rec report, and Fred is here. Fred, did you want to say anything?
You have the one I asked Kara to type up this report, and I was out of town, had an emergency with my dear mother, and so I added a few things. The basketball courts at the park are done, and the only thing, I did not put the goal system up because I didn't want kids playing on it just yet, because the surrounding area is topsoil, grass seed, straw, and you know, they chase after balls, they'll disturb that grade. It's a matter of a couple weeks, we'll get those up. We are going to support another Eagle Scout project at the park. The young man wants to build, not permanent, but benches for the soccer kids, so they have somewhere to sit. And I think he's going to do about 4 of them.
That's
And,
awesome.
He emailed me Thursday or Friday or Wednesday last week, and he was having trouble raising the money. So I authorized another 1 week of the bottle returns for him as well. And I contacted Chief Quappas, so he knows. I just got to find out what vehicles he's going to be driving. Grant news, as you know, Grant 1's finished. Grant 2 is now finished. I talked to Mary Carlock. We're doing the final PSBs on Grant 2. And federal government has Grant 1 in their hands, so I expect us to see a check hopefully this year. And as far as the Grant 3 goes, I've been working with Supervisor Jason, and in the DNR and our HRC, we have $240,000, and we can't seem to be able to afford concession stand back. We looked at prefabs, fancy pole barn style, block style. We're getting into the same boat we had before, not enough money, because everything escalated. So there was a couple ideas out there, is amend the grant and just shoot for bathrooms only. Or we could go with the pole barn style and make it work. That 240, we only have 210 because 30,000 is earmarked for engineering. I suggested that we take the $15,000 I have in my pop bottle money, put it with the grant to help build the pole barn, and part of the pole barn would still be storage unit, because that's what I need. That's what the pop bottle money's for, is to build a pole barn. And so we're doing real well with that. So with a couple more meetings we have with HRC, we'll figure out something out, because we gotta get moving on this. Because otherwise we're gonna be right in the back in the same boat we was the other two. And that's where I'm at with all that.
Thank you, Fred. Then we have the senior center report. Faye, would you like to come up? Okay. All right.
Sorry.
All right.
So later on, there's a thing about a TAM report. It's through SMART. It's for the group Transit Asset Management Plan for SMART subrecipients, which we are a subrecipient. And they sent out this. And it's something they do every 4 years. It's required by the FTA. They do everything. They, if you have a suggestion, which, believe it or not, I did read it. Some of it I didn't understand, but I did read it. It just, all it is it just tells their policies, like how many miles or how many years your vehicle has to be before it can be replaced, who gets what, you know, as far as the monies and stuff like that, and just their guidelines. So so if anybody wants to see it, you're
You're having a hard
welcome
time going to
it.
sleep at night?
And then I did set up my first dementia class. It is on Thursday, October 20th at 6:30 p.m. at the Senior Center. I'm going to have resources available, plus it's going to be open to anybody. I mean, I don't care where you live, whether you're taking care of someone or you're in the beginning stages or whatever. And I'm sure it will lead to more extensive ones, but this is just the first one. So it will be interesting, and I've already had a few people interested in it. So that's going to be good.
What time did you say on the 30th?
It's the 20th
Oh, 20th, oh,
of
okay.
October. It is at 6:30.
Thank you.
Are you gonna have, want people to sign up for it, so you know how many to expect, or no? Okay.
No.
I wasn't sure how the
Yeah, because we
activities
can
worked.
hold about 80 people, so,
Okay.
and if 80 people goes, then my knees will probably shake, so.
I just wasn't sure how you did it, if you had sign up for stuff or not.
No.
Okay.
We're all set for our September sale at the center. We have to put the seniors outside on the porch, their tables, but, and I apologize in advance. I will not be here next month for the meeting. I will be in South Carolina for my grandson's Marine graduation.
Cool thing.
But if you have questions anytime, just call me. So,
Thanks, Faye.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to our trustees report. I'll start down there with Kathy.
Okay, I hope everyone enjoyed their Labor Day holiday. On August 25th, I attended the Retirement Oversight Subcommittee meeting. We are now 79.6% funded according to our last OPEB actuarial. And I can remember when our healthcare funding vehicle was at about $300,000. Now we are well over $2 million. And because we are the percent funded we are, I encourage the Retirement Oversight Committee to recommend to the board to stop funding the healthcare funding vehicle. Currently, the fire department's putting in an extra $40,000 and the township's putting in an extra $30,000. And since we're so high, we don't need to put that extra in. We are earning a lot of interest on that funding vehicle, and it's somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000 a year. So we'll just let it build on its interest. We don't need to put in that extra. So
I'm sorry, what percentage did you say we were at?
we're funded 97.6.
Thank you.
We also need to start looking at using our funding vehicle to start paying our healthcare costs for our retirees. So that's something that the Retirement Oversight Committee will look into in the future. And additionally, due to lack of interest, I won't be exploring a healthcare savings plan any longer. I know Scott was interested, but most of the committee members and the board don't seem to be interested in that. So, and part of the reason of looking into that originally was to build up our percent funded by taking out that portion as far as the liability goes, but we don't need to do that. So on August 25th, I also attended the Mta Quarterly Meeting, and I had an interesting conversation with two of the other supervisors involved with the Northwest Oakland Sanitary Sewer Project. They are frustrated with the lack of progress being made and the lack of buy-in from their larger constituents, and also failure of the county to return half of the front costs as they promised to do. So a lot of frustration is what I was hearing from them. And if phase one, which is the Dixie Highway Grange Hall Road area, if that does not get built, then our phase, which we're in phase two, that'll never get built because there'll be a big gap. Also at the meeting, Senator Jim Runstead was there, and he talked about some of the ballot proposals on the November ballot. And he gave us some statistics on the Regional Transit Authority proposal. And he said that in 2019, the ridership was at 9.4 million, and it went down to 4 million in 2020 because of COVID, but in 2021, it only went back up to 4.1 million. So the ridership is really down, but yet they want to put through more money to pay for it all. So the other thing that he said that was interesting was they're coming up, and he's a senator in the southern western Oakland County area, but they're creating door hangers with information on RTA and also information on local school board members running for office, and he would share his information and things with us if we asked him, and I can follow up with him, because that might be something that the group at our last meeting that was interested in putting something about marijuana, getting that kind of information, we could probably put that into a plastic bag, is what he was talking about, that you hang on doors. But at least that would be one way of helping to educate the community.
Is he in support of the RTA?
Regional
here,
transfer.
Is he in support of that,
No,
coming up here?
There's not very many people
no,
that are.
no.
Okay.
And he
Other than
fought
the county
against it
commissioners.
last time it tried to go through the state.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to put stuff for it up. I want to educate our residents that we're going to be paying for
Right.
something that we won't get use of.
So
And no future plans of use.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'll
it's
reach
about the
out
cost
to
of
him
running our
because
township.
he's coming up with, I think,
operating.
with some type of pamphlet or flyer or something
Okay.
with the stats on it. So I'll see but because he said he was willing to share, so I'll see what he can share with us.
Okay, thank you.
And that's it.
All right, Steve?
The subcommittees didn't meet. I have nothing.
All right, thank you. Bob?
Fred already, if he hasn't, he will probably talk about September Fest, the committee meeting. That was this month, wasn't it? We had the last one. Yeah. Yeah. So we had a last meeting, and it's going really well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of stuff going on. And I've said it before, Fred's done an excellent job with it.
All right, thank you, Bob. Dina?
Well, I'm part of the Retirement Oversight Committee too, but Kathy covered everything, and that's fine, so I don't have to report on that, but I was at that meeting. And then also I attended, Courtney has started a coalition, and I attended her opening meeting, like just to the residents of the township, just telling what her coalition's about and what she's going to be doing at the schools and trying to work with BGYA and helping the area be families and kids and all of that with mental health, drug health, and different things like that, so.
All right. Thank you, Dana. And that brings us to the treasurer.
Taxes are due on Wednesday, so most people have paid, but if you haven't, you've got until Wednesday. Then it's 1% per month after that. And that's kept us pretty busy for the past couple weeks. So that's all I've got.
All right, thank you, Scott. Rosalind?
Well, thank you all for attending tonight's board meeting for Brandon Township. We do have an election coming up on November 8th of 2022. And we are definitely looking for a part-time office assistant in the clerk's office. We're looking to post something in the paper hopefully by this weekend. Don't be surprised if it maybe makes it into the weekend after that, but we are trying to shoot for this weekend's paper. Also, if you are interested or you know someone that's interested in working elections, please stop by the clerk's office. We would love to get to know them, talk to them, and just, we're always looking for election inspectors. So if you know someone interested, let us know. We are hoping to have absentee ballots out by the end of this month. Ballots we signed off on them today, so the ballots haven't even went to print yet. So it could be a little bit in October, but that's all I have.
All right, thank you. And then that brings us to my report. There's a couple road things going on. First, I'm sure everybody's heard MDOT's closing southbound M15 next Monday. That's going to be closed. I spoke to the gentleman today. Is the first knowledge of anybody actually contacting me from MDOT, but they said that southbound will be closed through Thanksgiving. They hope to have it open by Thanksgiving, so not the end of the year like it previously said, and that would be from Granger Road to the south entrance of the middle school. So that will be closed. Northbound will be open the whole time. They will switch to the northbound side and it'll transfer to the southbound side, but up north will always be open. South will be closed. Okay,
So it's gonna be from where now?
Granger to the south entrance of the middle school.
So it's before the middle school then, correct?
Going south, yes.
Yeah, if you're going south,
Yes,
It's
Granger
closing
Road, right
before.
there by the gas station,
okay.
all the way to the Chase Bank entrance, basically.
So the buses will still have access to the middle school.
They won't be able to
From
go
the
south.
north.
From the
It'll
north.
be like a one direction.
Yeah. So their detour is Oakwood to Baldwin to Seymour back to 15 is what their suggested detour is.
Well, because they're
So-
gonna offer the paved roads as a detour,
Yeah,
so,
they always use paved roads.
Right, that's why.
So that
it's-
will go in. Originally, it said the end of December, but he said that it's a 60-day contract, and he doesn't see any reason why it shouldn't be done before Thanksgiving. So not as long as everybody thought, but still not
Famous
great.
last words.
Yeah, so,
Has
yeah,
anybody
exactly.
talked to them about, like, trying to, I mean, the school traffic, I just know is a huge
They've been talking to the
concern.
schools and Dan Gilbert, yes, so.
I just don't know how that's gonna go in the morning with, like, everybody having to backtrack around.
I don't know.
They can't flag it, they can't, like, do
They're
one
closing
way.
it down Monday morning.
don't think they care.
MDOT does what MDOT does.
That's right.
Yeah, I know, it's just gonna be a
So,
huge.
and then the other project was, future project is, I did receive a build plan of about this thick, about 2 inches thick. They are gonna do some work on Oakwood Road at the Hadley intersection. The plan is to extend essentially the turn lane from Oakwood Elementary to about 200 feet west of the intersection. So it'll be basically a third lane, center lane all the way through there. And they're gonna widen the corners at Hadley to open up the sight lines when they put that third lane in. So it'll push the road back and the sight lines will be cleaned up as part of that. But
Yeah.
they're not thinking that's gonna start till after the school year, so late June.
Yeah, we just had another accident.
Yeah,
at the
there's
corner.
been like 3 in the last month there.
Was there any talk about, because some people said that they thought it was gonna be a roundabout.
It's not gonna be a
That's what
roundabout,
I
it's gonna
thought.
be a turn lane.
Is it going to be any, just still the one-way, like any stops or anything like that? Like a-
No, just
no
be a
stops?
center turn lane both ways.
Okay.
Yep. All right, and then, so that's it for the construction updates. And then, we did receive our latest revenue sharing check, about 277,000. The last no-has day is Saturday, September 24th at the Oakland County Service Center, and that is the last one for the year. And you can sign up for that and get an appointment at nohas.com. Kathy, you mentioned the getting half back from the county. They are doing that, and we actually filed all the paperwork last week, so we should be having that soon.
Good.
Whenever the county gets around to writing that check. But all the paperwork is submitted, and I think that's it for tonight. So that brings us into our correspondence. We have a letter from Brandon Groveland Youth Assistance, September Fest Committee meeting minutes, Zoning Board of Appeals meeting minutes, 2 Planning Commission meeting minutes, and a letter from the Oakland County Health Network regarding National Recovery Month and National Suicide Prevention Month. And then that brings us into citizens' comments. Are there any comments on agenda items only? Margaret? Okay. As long as it's on the agenda, yes. Okay.
You got this.
So I know that on the agenda is a topic regarding hourly rate increase. And being a pretty new employee to the township, I've looked that over. And I was just wondering, maybe this has been up for discussion in the past and I just am not aware of it. But what I'm used to, and I've never worked in the government field before, but I'm used to pay for performance. So I'm not used to a structure like this where you're given a increase based on your job title and the number of years you've been here. And I just wonder if maybe that's something to be discussed at your level at some point. Maybe you've discussed it before. To me, pay for performance is more of an incentive to work harder, because we have some people who, it's just a job. That's all it is. And then you have other people who are like, they're hungry, and they really want to dig in and make change. And of course, with that comes additional responsibilities. It's just not your core set of responsibilities, which then triggers pay for performance. So, you know, I'd love to see that here. It's kind of what I'm used to. Otherwise, I'm not sure what kind of incentive there is to have that hungry feel every time you come to work. So maybe it's just food for thought. I know it would be a huge change, and change is not easy. I've done change management in my career, and it's not easy. So, but maybe it's just something to think about.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Anybody else? Nope. Okay. So no discussions tonight. That moves us right into the consent agenda. And we have regular meeting minutes of 8:08, special meeting minutes of 8:15, special meeting minutes of 8:23, regular bills in the amount of $26,218.81, prepays in the amount of $123,858.62, and then trustee timesheets in the amount of $1,728. So I'm looking for a motion to
I'll
approve.
make a motion to approve the agenda as presented. I'm
Second.
sorry, approve the consent agenda.
Yep.
Second.
Thank you, thank you. And we will go ahead and roll call that, please.
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Broughton,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. No unfinished business. That brings us right into our new business, and the first item is the approval of the 2022 tax rates. We've already discussed all of these except for the fire operating, which is this week, but his numbers are not changing. So we're looking to approve the 2022 millage rates as presented. So I will make that motion.
Support.
Thank you, Bob. Any discussion?
I just wanted to say that I still think we should have come down a tenth of a mil in the police operating.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, can we get a roll call, please?
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Broughton,
Yes.
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Thurman,
No.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. All right, Rosalind, that's your item next there, the municipal credit.
Okay, so we have a municipal credit and community credit for the fiscal year of 2023. So our senior center has smart buses that they use for transportation to appointments, doctor's appointments, and
Bless you.
we get money and we receive money from Smart, and it's from July 1st of 2022 through June 30th of 2023, and it's for $13,110. And so we've been doing this for a long time at the township, and at this time, we're just looking for a motion to continue with our smart buses. The grant.
I'll make a motion to have the clerk sign the Smart Municipal Credit and Community Credit Contract for fiscal year 2023 and send the completed letter to Smart before October 13th, 2022.
I'll support.
Oops. There was a-
I think that was Steve first on that one.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I think it matters.
It's like, well, it's like, which
It
side
doesn't
do you go from? All right, we have the motion, because we're gonna spend some money, let's go ahead and roll call that.
Blair,
Yes.
Broughton,
Yes.
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries, thank you.
May I ask a question just for my own edification? Do we own the buses, or does Smart own the buses and we just lease them from the?
Smart owns them.
Smart gives us.
Okay. And do we lease them from Smart, or do they just let us have them?
No, we're receiving that money
receiving it.
in.
Oh, well,
We apply for the buses.
Okay, all right. I was just curious. I was
all right.
thinking about replacing somewhere down the line.
No, we definitely do not own those.
Okay.
All right, that brings us to the next item, which is the wage scale. This was already discussed at the previous special meeting, except for on the second page, the salary employee wage progressions. I am recommending that we remove that because that really only applies to 3 positions. And to me, that shouldn't be that way.
Where,
So,
where at again?
right here on the second page, that big red.
Oh, okay,
All that
all right.
red out, X out. Okay, so, yes, Kathy?
Yeah, I disagree with that. I think it applies to all the hourly employees because they have to go through a wage progression. And then if we hire salary and they don't have to, it's not fair to our hourly employees. And like Faye just became one of our salary employees and she had to go through a wage progression. And if we don't have a wage progression for those 3 salary positions, it's kind of a slap in the face to everybody else.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, then I will make the motion to approve the amended township wage schedule as presented with an effective date of January 1, 2023.
I'll second that.
Thank you. And can we get a roll call on that, please?
Broughton,
Yes.
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Thurman,
No.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. Thank
Can I
you.
just say, I would just like to say something if I could. I don't think that with this is I think what we're up against at Brandon Township, and we've seen a lot of turnover and just people growing and moving different places. There's people that are able to work remote from home. And I think the job market is, it's tough right now.
It's changed considerably.
It's changed, so I think
We have
as
to
us,
adapt.
we need to make sure that we are staying consistent with some of those changes.
That's right.
So it's not that we are trying to slap anybody in the face, or they're not. A title doesn't mean you're better than somebody else. That's not what this is about. I think what this is about is having to fill positions and seeing what we're up against, what the policies are in place that are they really make no sense.
And they prevent us from filling those
Yeah,
positions.
they're
exactly.
preventing us from filling seats.
Are we
you
pretty
need to treat
comparative now?
Everybody the same.
That's
That's
Go
not how
ahead,
life
Kathy.
works.
Oh.
That is not true.
That's not how life works.
What did she? I
She
didn't
said
see.
everybody needs to be treated the same.
Okay, so my question was, because I did miss the last meeting because we were up north for Labor Day weekend. So I just want to, because of what Roslyn had just said with not being competitive, are our wages getting more competitive now to what the other townships know?
Not even close.
I don't think so. I think we really need to do that wage study
I
that
think-
we keep
yeah,
talking
we-
about. That's not happening. We just really
I
need
thought we-
to do
I
that
thought we
and
had done
compare.
that. I thought that got done last year when we.
2 years ago.
No, it's been 2 years, but I think
2 years.
we've been talking amongst us, and I think that we probably need to have a third party do it and not us just calling everybody. It needs to be done, and we need to pay for it and get it done right.
I also want to address, I'm sorry, I haven't met Margaret. I haven't met.
You were not here at the last meeting when I introduced Margaret. I do apologize.
I just wanted to address that we have had conversations about doing the incentive type of wages, and I, for one, have always thought that that was a better way to go, but being that we're a public entity, most of them don't do it like that, from what I understand. Most
None of them do that I'm aware of.
And the
Yeah.
Oxford
problem
does.
is, we don't
Oxford
have an
does?
owner. We don't have an owner that oversees everybody. So your boss might change in a couple of years, and you'll have somebody else, and that person might not like you, whereas the previous one did like you. So there's no consistency with the upper management. This is the problem. And we do
All right, well,
those,
we're getting
but
way off
they're-
topic here, guys. We've already voted on it, it's already
Address-
approved, let's
I just
move on.
wanted to address that, but,
We can discuss that if you want.
yeah, I think we should still always discuss that, because I didn't know Oxford did that.
I didn't either till now, but. Okay, so then we have the 2 ordinance items that are on your agenda tonight. These are something that Stuart has recommended we do. As everybody knows, there is a marijuana item on the November ballot. So this says, basically, if that does pass, that we want to restrict those still to GI and C4, which we've already done. So that's what both of these ordinances are for.
And where's C4 again, in our township?
I don't know if you would have asked me, I would have brought the map. It's either behind the car wash or down where the brown block building is, north of Glass Road.
Behind the car.
One is
car
GI
wash.
and one's C4. I'm not sure which one's which.
GI is behind the car wash.
Okay, then it's C4 is the other one. So GI is behind the car wash. So
Down by-
C4 is
on
the
15
block
by
building
Glass
where Alpine Roofing is.
Brenda knows where it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So these aren't allowing anything unless November 8th it's approved, correct? Like, this isn't doing anything.
We already allowed the medical in those areas, remember?
Right.
This is saying if it passes in November, we want to still restrict that to the GI and the C4 like we did medical.
Okay, but if it doesn't pass in November, then this doesn't change what people
Correct.
can
It's,
do.
yeah, correct. It says if it passes pursuant
That's
to.
what I read. I just
Yep.
wanted to make sure I understood it correctly of what I was voting
did.
for.
All right, so the first one is C4. Does anybody want to make that?
I'll
Okay,
try.
go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to approve for first reading amendment to chapter 46, 211C, am I on the right one?
Yes, 211C.
Oh, 211CA.
I don't know where the A's from. It's
Is
just-
it Article 3?
We're adding C to 211, C9 to 211. So C already exists. So we're amending 46-211C to add 9.
11. Oh, that's a 9, not a A.
Correct.
Sorry, can't read my writing. Okay, so where was I?
You approve the first reading.
Of Chapter 46, Article 3, Section 46-211-9 of the Code of Ordinances as presented.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. Kathy and Steve. All right, because we're changing the ordinance, we will roll call this as well, please.
De Palma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Broughton,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. And then the next one is the same thing, but for the industrial.
I'll make the same motion on this one to amend for first reading.
For first reading.
To amend the Chapter 46, Article 3, Section 46-214B6
Yep.
of the Code of Ordinances as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you, Kathy and Steve. All right, can we get a roll call on this one too, please?
Marshall,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Broughton,
Yes.
De Palma,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
So I'm glad to see these come through.
Me too. That was the plan all along. Okay, so that brings us into citizens' comments. And this time it can be on anything. It doesn't have to be an agenda item. Fred?
I did talk to Supervisor Rumble about this, but Kara's put her resignation in. Her last day will be Monday. She's moving on to bigger and better thing, but she wanted me to let you guys know she's enjoyed the 9 years that she was here as administrative assistant. I super enjoyed her because she made my job easy. We have put in an article in the newspaper for her replacement.
Thanks, Fred. Anybody else? Yes.
Hello, I'm Laura from the library, and I just wanted to share an event that we're having coming up, Meet the Candidates Night on October 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. We are still working on our final list, but we will have candidates there for meet and greet and to answer questions. So we would like to welcome everybody to that.
Is
And-
that for the library board?
Nope, it's for candidates, state representatives.
okay.
Yep, anybody that's running for office.
Okay.
And if it's okay, I'd like to post this on your bulletin board.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Anyone else? Okay, not seeing any board comments. Kathy?
Just wanted to say invite everybody to September Fest. It's going to be a 3-day event, so hope to, 4 days?
Yeah.
4-day.
Thursday to Sunday.
You can tell by the sick look on Fred's face now, 4 days.
A long weekend. So,
Thank you,
should be
Kathy.
good.
Steve?
We're back to school and football's on. That does not mean it's fall, it's still summer.
Bob?
Is that an official proclamation?
That is, yes.
Nothing, I'll just echo what Kathy said about September Fest. It's going to be a good time.
Thank you, Dana.
I have nothing to say, so have a good couple weeks till we see you again.
Thank you. Scott? Nope. Rosalind?
Have a good evening.
All right, and I don't have anything else either, so I'm looking for a
You're
motion
going to miss
to
Kara.
adjourn.
Yes.
Rosalind, I'll second that. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Good night.